Hey there, welcome back to Mystery Infinity, your go-to spot for diving deep into the wonders and puzzles that our world has to offer. Today, we've got something special on the docket. A story that stirred up quite the storm between skeptics and believers alike. We're talking about the Enfield poltergeist, a tale so gripping it blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural. Are we dealing with a genuine haunting, or is there an explanation yet to be uncovered? It's time to gear up, because we're about to unravel a mystery that's kept the world guessing for decades. Now, make sure you're sitting comfortably because this isn't just any old ghost story. The events we're about to explore have baffled experts, terrified a family, and sparked debates across the globe. So, if you're into uncovering secrets, exploring eerie tales, and debating the existence of the paranormal, you're in the right place. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to join our community of curious minds and explorers. Let's dive into the unknown together and discover if the Enfield poltergeist is a real haunting or a tale for the ages. An ordinary house on a not-so-ordinary day. Imagine this. A regular house in North London, pretty much like any other you'd walk past without a second glance. But in 1977, this house on Green Street became anything but ordinary. The Hodgson family, just doing their day-to-day, started experiencing stuff straight out of a horror movie. It began with knocks. Not the "someone's at the door" kind, but the "what on earth is that" kind, echoing through the night with no source in sight. Then, furniture decided it had legs, moving around as if it was tired of the same old view. Toys, too, apparently caught the travel bug, flying across rooms as if by invisible hands. The family at the heart of this chaos? Peggy Hodgson and her 4 kids, who up until then lived a life as normal as you and me. Their world turned upside down overnight, with their home transforming from a place of safety to a playground for the inexplicable. Imagine trying to explain to your friends why you're sleepy at school because your dresser took a stroll at midnight. But here's where it gets even weirder. These weren't just one-off party tricks by the unseen. Oh no, they were just the opening act. The phenomena grew bolder, more bizarre, as if whatever was behind them was warming up, getting more confident. The family's life, once filled with the mundane tasks of everyday living, now had an added routine, dealing with the uninvited guest who wasn't keen on leaving. This tale isn't just about a series of strange happenings, it's about a family's resilience in the face of the utterly bewildering. The Hodgsons had to stick together, leaning on each other while their home turned into the stage for a mystery that would captivate the world. Little did they know, their experiences were just the beginning, setting the stage for a saga that would draw in curious minds from far and wide. When the world watches. As word of the Hodgsons' household oddities spread like wildfire, the quiet North London street found itself under the spotlight, drawing in a curious crowd from beyond the neighborhood. Enter Maurice Grosse and Guy Leon Playfair, 2 investigators from the Society for Psychical Research, who probably thought they'd seen it all until they stepped into the Enfield house. Their mission? To figure out if the ghostly shenanigans were legit or just an elaborate prank by the kids. The media couldn't resist a good ghost story, and soon, the Enfield poltergeist was making headlines, turning the family's plight into a national spectacle. It wasn't just the experts scratching their heads or trying to debunk the happenings. Police officers, who are usually called in for burglaries or disturbances, found themselves witnessing chairs move with no one touching them. How do you report that back at the station? Suspect is invisible. Neighbors and journalists, initially skeptical, started to recount their own eerie experiences, from toys turning into projectiles without a visible picture to knocking sounds with no discernible source. Imagine trying to explain to your no-nonsense uncle that you were late because a Lego brick decided to take flight, navigating through the air with more precision than most drones. This chapter of the story turned the Hodgson residence into a testing ground for belief, where the line between skepticism and acceptance of the paranormal became as blurry as the figures darting in the corner of one's eye. The investigators remained camped at the house, armed with nothing but their notebooks and cameras, hoping to catch a glimpse of the phenomena on film. Little did they know, the most compelling evidence was yet to make its debut. The voice of Bill. In the midst of flying objects and mysterious knocks, the Enfield poltergeist saga took a turn into even stranger territory. Picture this. Janet, the 11-year-old of the household, suddenly starts speaking with a voice that's more suited to a gravelly-voiced grandpa than a schoolgirl. This wasn't just any voice. It claimed to be Bill, a former tenant of the house who had passed away. The voice was so convincing that even the most skeptical began to wonder if they should start believing in the afterlife, or at least in voice acting lessons. This voice of Bill wasn't just a party trick. It conveyed messages, answered questions, and even engaged in conversations with the investigators, often leaving them more baffled than before. Imagine trying to have a serious conversation about the paranormal, and your main informant is an 11-year-old channeling a man who sounds like he's been smoking for a century. It's the kind of scenario that makes you question not just the afterlife but also the very nature of reality. Skepticism, of course, was in no short supply. Critics argued that it was a clever ruse, a bit of ventriloquism or a trick of the throat. But those who witnessed it firsthand couldn't deny the unsettling feeling of hearing a child's frame produce such a profoundly unchildlike sound. It added a layer of complexity to the case that went beyond moving furniture and flying toys. This was personal, a voice claiming identity, history, and a connection to the house that couldn't be easily dismissed or explained away. The implications were profound. Was Bill a genuine communication from the other side, proving that consciousness persists beyond death? Or was it an extraordinary display of subconscious mimicry by Janet, driven by the intense emotional and psychological pressures of the haunting? This chapter in the Enfield saga challenged the boundaries between life and death, between skepticism and belief, in ways that left more questions than answers. And amidst all this, one can't help but chuckle at the absurdity of the supernatural choosing such a peculiar method of making its presence known. Battle between belief and disbelief. As the Enfield poltergeist story unfolded, the line between belief and disbelief became as thin as the walls of the Hodgsons' haunted home. Skeptics and scientists entered the scene, armed with tape measures, notepads, and a healthy dose of doubt, ready to unravel the mystery with a rational explanation. They scrutinized every detail, from the physics of flying furniture to the biology behind Janet's otherworldly voice, hoping to find strings pulled by human hands rather than spectral ones. Accusations flew almost as frequently as the household objects, with many pointing fingers at the Hodgson children, especially Janet, suggesting they were behind the phenomena. It's all a hoax, some declared, convinced that the kids were pulling off a performance worthy of an Oscar, with tricks and sleights of hand designed to fool the world. Yet, even the most ardent skeptics had to pause when objects moved in rooms locked and sealed, or when voices echoed in spaces where no child could hide. The investigators, for their part, were caught in a tug-of-war between their own senses and their skepticism. Moments of undeniable intrigue, recordings of eerie voices, inexplicable cold spots, and sudden appearances of objects, challenged the most skeptical to reconsider their stance. It was as if the house itself played the role of a mischievous illusionist, always one step ahead of the game, leaving even the most scientifically minded to scratch their heads in wonder. Joking aside, even those who came armed with skepticism couldn't help but feel a shiver down their spine as they walked the halls of the Hodgson residence. It's one thing to disbelieve in ghosts from the comfort of your own, decidedly unhaunted, living room. It's quite another to stand in the epicenter of the Enfield mystery, where even the skeptics might whisper under their breath, "Okay, just in case, let's not anger the spirits," before nervously laughing off their own unease. The battle between belief and disbelief in Enfield wasn't just a quest for the truth. It was a journey into the heart of the unknown, where the only certainty was uncertainty itself. Echoes of the unknown. Long after the last object had settled and the eerie voices faded into silence, the story of the Enfield poltergeist continued to echo through the halls of the paranormal research community and beyond. The intense scrutiny and widespread media coverage it received marked a turning point in how such phenomena were perceived and studied. Researchers were forced to confront their biases, pushing the boundaries of scientific inquiry into the realm of the unexplainable. The Enfield case became a staple reference, cited in debates and discussions, challenging skeptics and believers to consider the possibilities of what lies beyond the known. For the Hodgson family, life eventually returned to a semblance of normalcy, though they were forever changed by their experiences. They had lived through something extraordinary, something that defied explanation and left an indelible mark on their lives. Their story, a blend of personal struggle and paranormal mystery, resonated with people around the world, offering a glimpse into the profound impact such events can have on ordinary lives. The cultural impact of the Enfield poltergeist is undeniable. It has inspired countless movies, TV shows, and books, weaving its way into the fabric of popular culture. These adaptations, while varying in their fidelity to the original events, have played a significant role in shaping the public's understanding and fascination with the paranormal. Each retelling serves as a reminder of the enduring allure of the Enfield mystery, captivating audiences with the tantalizing question of what really happened in that North London house. Today, the debate over the authenticity of the Enfield poltergeist continues, with opinions as divided as ever. Was it all an elaborate hoax, a misunderstood psychological phenomenon, or evidence of something truly supernatural? The Enfield case invites us to ponder the thin line between reality and the supernatural, encouraging a sense of wonder and curiosity about the unknown. It's a reminder that the world is full of mysteries waiting to be explored, challenging us to keep questioning and keep searching for answers, even in the face of the inexplicable. And there you have it, our deep dive into the mysterious world of the Enfield poltergeist wraps up. This tale, swirling with the unexplainable, skepticism, and a dash of fear, leaves us pondering the boundaries of our understanding. Did we manage to stir your curiosity, make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or perhaps even change your mind? If so, we'd love for you to spread the intrigue by sharing this video with others who dare to question the unknown. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this journey with us, and don't forget to subscribe to Mystery Infinity for more captivating content. From the shadowy corners of history to the latest scientific enigmas, we've got plenty more to explore together. Stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, the quest for knowledge never ends. See you in the next adventure.